Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah to all the students. I welcome you to another G1 Holy Quran class. So let's start our class today with the recitation of the Holy Quran. Could I request the support teacher to please kindly pick a student for the recitation? Jazakallah.
In G1435, please unmute themselves.
G1435. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Could you recite for me the following verse? Start with Tawud and Tasmiyah.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Allahumma
Allahumma
inni
inni
as'aluka
as'aluka
ilman
ilman
nafi'a.
nafi'a.
Yes, well done. Translation.
Oh Allah, I ask you for
Beneficial
beneficial knowledge.
Yes, well done. Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.
Jazakallah.
So before we start our lesson for today, I would quickly go through the etiquettes of the class. Everyone, I hope you have done your ablution, are wearing clean clothes, you have your head covering, and are in a quiet place with your parents, and have entered the class with the correct ID. So it's very important that you're taking the class in a quiet room because the noise and can cause disturbance, and this doesn't show any respect to the Holy Quran. So to show respect to the Holy Quran, it is very important that we are quiet and silent. Okay? So today we are going to be revising and practicing exercise 18.5 and 18.6 about wasl, which we have learned in our previous classes. So I will quickly go through the wasl rule. Wasl means to connect or to link. So in the Holy Quran, there are many words which either start or end with a blank letter. So these blank letters are dropped while connecting two words, but maintained when read alone. So there are two categories of wasl. First is when blank letters come between mutaharrik and sakin letter. So any blank letter which comes between mutaharrik and sakin letter, mutaharrik means that any letter, here I've highlighted fa. So mutaharrik means that any letter which carries a stroke. It could be fatha, damma, or kasra. So that letter is called mutaharrik. So we can see here the fa, it carries a kasra. So it's a mutaharrik letter. And a sakin letter is here, we can see the lam, it carries a sukoon on top. So this lam has become a sakin letter. So this is the first category, that in between we have two blank letters, which are ya and alif. These are called blank letters because they do not carry any of the strokes. So we will not be reciting them when we join fa and lam. So it would be pronounced as fil ard. So as you can see here in the small part here, that if we were using the blank letters, this is going to pronounce differently. It's a bit tricky, but if we get used to it, then it will become easy. Same here in the second box here, we have a lam. It carries a dhamma. So it's a mutaharik letter. And in between, we have two blank alifs. And then we have a lam, which is a sakin letter. So this is the first category I'm covering. So we are not going to pronounce these two alif in between, which do not carry any stroke. So it would be pronounced as wadkhulul baba. So the lam, which carries a dhamma, and the lam with sukoon, we are going to join it together. Okay, I hope it makes sense to everyone. And here we can see that if we were going to use the blank letters, we need to stop before the first word. So wadkhulu, so the waw carries a sukoon. Wadkhulu, we are stopping here in wadkhulu. Then the alif then carries a fatha. So then we use it again to start from alif, al-bab. This might confuse someone, but that's okay. We are going to practice this together and learn. And the second category is when blank letters come between mutaharrik and mushaddad letter. So we have learned about mushadda and mushadda letters in our previous lessons. So I think everybody knows, but let me just go through it. I've highlighted here sod, and the sod carries a shadda. So this sod is a mushaddad letter, as you can see. And as I told you before, the lam, it carries a dhamma. So it is a mutaharrik letter. And in between, we have two alif, which don't have any stroke. They're blank letters. So we are not going to read them. Amilu salihat. So we're going to skip these blank letters and join the lam and sod. Amilu salihat. Same here in this example, we have a mutaharrik letter, noon, the red noon, it carries a fatha. And in between, we have this alif, blank alif here. And then we have a lam, a mushadda letter. So we're going to join this mutaharrik letter and mushadda letter and skip the blank alif in between. Anallahu. Anallahu. So I hope everyone understood the rule. We will keep revising as we go on through the lesson. So let's practice this together now. Could I have a student to practice this rule, please?
Can G1743 please unmute themselves?
G1743. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah. Could you recite for me the first line? Start with Tawud and Tasmiyah.
How do you do it again?
Could you recite Tawud and Tasmiyah?
I don't know when
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Well done. Could you recite the first box?
Al-Bun Talimul.
Yes.
Al-Azu.
Al-Arafuzu.
Al-Afuzu.
Yes.
Al-Ra'ufu.
Yes.
Al-Futsitu.
Yes.
Al-Ja.
Al-Jami'u.
Al-Jami.
Or al-Ghaniyu.
Al-Ghaniyu.
Yes, well done. Could you recite for me these two words again?
Al-Jami'u.
Yes, well done. Just to remember that, remind you that we prolong the jim here because there's aleph. And do you know what the rule applies here for aleph? Do you remember? Oh, that's okay. Okay. So we will be prolonging this jim for 2 seconds because aleph is huruful mad. Al-jami'u.
Al-Jami.
Yes, well done. Al-ghaniyu.
Al-Ghaniyu.
Yes, well done. That was perfect. Jazakillah. Allah Hafiz.
Lafi.
Could I have another student, please?
Can G1467 please unmute themselves?
G1467. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Could you recite for me the second line? Start with Tawud and Tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Al-Mughni.
المغني.
Yes. Al-Mani'u.
المانع.
Yes. We're prolonging the meme because this aleph is haruful mad. For 2 seconds, we're going to prolong the meme, okay? Al-Mani'u.
المانع.
Yes.
النافع.
An-Nafi'u.
النافع.
Yes.
السواع.
Ad-Daru.
الدار.
Yes.
النور.
Yes. Also here, remember to prolong this word nu because waw is acting here as huruf al-mad. An-nuru.
النور.
Yes.
الهادي.
Al-hadi.
الهادي.
Yes. So here the alif, it is again here huruf al-mad. So we are going to prolong the ha for 2 seconds. And ya is also here as huruf al-mad. So we are going to prolong the d as well. Al-hadi.
الهادي.
Yes, well done. Could you recite for me these 2 boxes again?
النور.
It's meme here. Al-mughni.
المغني.
Al-mani'u.
المانع.
Yes, well done. Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz. Good. I have another student. Allah Hafiz.
الفاس.
Could I have another student on the mic?
Can G1642 please unmute themselves?
G1642. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Could you recite for me this line which I highlighted? Start with Tawud and Tasmiyah, please.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. البديع
Yes.
الوارث
Yes.
الصبور ذو القوة
Zul Quwwati.
ذو القوة
Yes.
ذو العرش
Yes.
ذو فضل
Yes. Well done. You recited well, mashallah. I would like to ask you here that here you can see I highlighted Aleph and you did not pronounce it, which was very good. Can you tell me why we do not pronounce this Aleph?
because it's a blank letter.
Yes, well done. That was excellent. You explained very well. So for everyone, it's a blank letter which does not carry any stroke. So we will not pronounce it. So can you pronounce it again for me, this word again?
ذو العرش.
Yes, well done. Excellent. Jazakallah. Allah
Jazakallah.
Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Could I have another student, please?
Can G1789 please unmute themselves?
G1789. Assalamu alaikum. Could I have another student?
Can G1421 please unmute themselves?
Assalamu alaikum. Could I have another student?
Can G1561 please unmute themselves?
G1561. Assalamu alaikum. Please, can I request all students to be near the mic so we don't have to waste time? Jazakallah. Could I have another student, please?
Can G1477 please unmute themselves?
G1477.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Could you recite for me this first line? Start with Tawud and Tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب العالمين.
Yes.
مالك يوم الدين.
Yes, well done. Just one thing, this kaf, we don't pronounce it from our, we don't pronounce it thick, so it's 10. Maliki yawmiddin.
مالك يوم الدين.
Yes, well done.
ذو الجلال والإكرام.
Zul jalali
ذو الجلال
wal ikram.
والإكرام.
Yes, so this ra, it carries a fatha, so we pronounce it thick. Wal ikram.
والإكرام.
Yes, well done. Excellent. Okay, so can you tell me here this blank letter alif and vowel. You did not pronounce it, which was very good. Can you tell me why we do not pronounce it?
Because it doesn't have any strokes on it.
Yes, well done. So we remove it in our recitation. Well done. Can you recite this whole word again for me?
ذو الجلال والإكرام.
Yes, well done. That was excellent. Jazakillah. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Could I have another student on the mic, please?
Can G1787 please unmute themselves?
And G1787. Assalamu alaikum. Could I have another student, please?
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Could you recite for me the first line that I have highlighted? Start with Tawud and Tasmiyah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Well done. So I want you to repeat after me, okay? غافر الذنب.
غافر الذنب.
غافر
غافر
الذنب.
الذنب. غافر الذنب.
Well done. قابل
قابل
للتوب.
قابل للتوب.
Well done. شديد
شديد
العقاب.
العقاب. شديد العقاب.
Well done. That was excellent. You recited very well, mashallah. Could you tell me, I just explained this rule and you did not pronounce this alif here, the blank. Can you tell me why we did not pronounce it?
Because it has nothing on top and nothing on bottom.
Well done. That was excellent. You explained it very well. This is a blank alif, so we do not pronounce it when we recite the Holy Quran. Well done. Jazakillah. Allah Hafiz. Could I have another student, please?
Can G1815 please unmute themselves?
G1815. Assalamu alaikum. Could I have another student, please?
Can G1554 please unmute themselves?
G1554.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Could you recite for me the highlighted line? Start with Tawud and Tasmiyah, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
زدولي. Yes, well done. أحكمل. أحكمل. حاكمين. Yes, أحكمل. أحكمل.
حاكمين.
Yes, well done. خير الرا. خي. Start خي. ررا. حمين. Yes, well done. Could you quickly tell me here that I have highlighted a letter, alif? Can you tell me why we do not pronounce it?
It doesn't have anything on the top or at the bottom.
Well done, that was excellent. So it does not have any stroke. It's a blank letter, so we do
And we
not
don't
pronounce
say
it.
it.
Sorry?
We don't say it.
Yes, that's perfect. So can you recite for me this word again for me? Repeat after me. Khay.
خير خير الراحمين.
Well done. That was excellent. Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Could I have another student on the mic, please?
Can G1 561 please unmute themselves?
G1 561. Assalamu alaikum. Could I have another student?
Can G1 339 please unmute themselves?
G1 339. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Could you recite for me the highlighted line? Start with Tawud and Tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم خير الرازقين خير الناصرين مالك الملك.
Well done. That was excellent. You recited well. Just few points I would like to just to beautify your recitation. I would like to tell you that we have a noon which carries a shadda, noon mushaddad. So can you tell me what rule applies here? We learned it in our lesson.
You apply it for 2 seconds.
Yes, you stay here and kind of do slight nasal sound for 2 seconds. That's right. So can you repeat this word again?
خير الناصرين
خير الناصرين.
خير الناصرين.
Yes, that was excellent. Well done. Can you quickly tell me here, this alif, why do we not pronounce it in our recitation?
Because it's got no sign or symbol, so it isn't worth anything to pronounce.
Yes, well done. That was excellent. So it's a blank letter. So during our recitation, we do not use the blank letters or pronounce it. So well done. Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Could I have another student please on the mic?
Can G1491 please unmute themselves?
G1491. Assalamu alaikum. Could I have another student?
Can G1845 please unmute themselves?
G1845. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Could you recite for me the highlighted line? Start with Tawad and Tasmiyah, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رفيع الدرجات عالم الغيب والشهادة فاتر السماوات
السماوات والأرض.
Well done. That was excellent, mashallah. Uh, could, could you tell me here, this letter, why do we not pronounce it?
Because it has no stroke on it, and we only say words that have a stroke.
Yes, well done. That was excellent. So it's a blank letter, and we only recite letters which carry strokes. So well done. And can you tell me here that you prolonged this fa? Can you tell me why you prolonged it? Because that was perfect. We do prolong this fa. Do you remember the rule? Because
I don't remember.
do you remember this alif? What type of alif this is? Is it huruful mad?
Yes.
Yes, you remember? So when you have huruful mad, you prolong the letter for 2 seconds. Can you recite for me this word again?
فاطر السماوات والأرض.
Well done, Jazakallah. That was perfect. Allah Hafiz.
Hafiz.
Could I have another student, please?
Can G1 845 please unmute themselves?
G1845. Could I have another student?
I already read.
Oh, you already read. Okay, sorry about that. Could we have a different student, please?
Can G1778 please unmute themselves?
G1778. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Could you recite for me this line? Start with Tawad and Tasmiyah, please.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. القرآن الكتاب الذكر الفرقان الهدى الموعظة.
Jazakallah. Well done. You recited very well, mashallah. I would just like to ask you here that you followed a rule when you joined with Wow. Can you tell me? We learned it. Is it the rule of huruful mad or huruful leen? Leen?
I think it was
That's okay. This is huruful leen. You pronounce it excellent. So that was huruful leen because the meme carries a fatha and the vaw is sakin. If the meme carried a dhamma, then the vaw would have been huruful mad. So we prolong it for 2 seconds. Al-maw'izatu.
الموعظة.
Yes.
إذا
Yes. Well done. Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz. Could I have another student on the mic, please?
Can G1361 please unmute themselves?
G1 361. Assalamu alaikum. Could I have another student, please?
Can G1504 please unmute themselves?
G1504. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Could you recite for me this line? Start with Tawad and Tasmiyah, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. النور الحق تنزيل الهيزان
الميزان.
الميزان
Yes.
إني
الذكرى.
الذكرى الحكيم.
Yes, well done. MashaAllah, you recited well. Could you tell me here that this letter ya, why do we not pronounce it?
Because there's no stroke on it.
Yes, well done. So it's a blank letter and we do not pronounce it. So well done. Could you recite for me these two words again?
الميزان
Yes.
النكرة
It's a zal. So az-zikra.
الذكرى.
Yes, well done. Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Could I have another student, please, on the mic?
Can G1583 please unmute themselves?
G1583. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Assalamu alaikum. Could you recite for me this highlighted line? Start with Tawad and Tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رحمة
Rahmatun.
رحمة دانا دانا
Tazkiratun.
تذكرة
Yes.
روحم
Ruhan.
روحا
Yes.
علامة صفي
This is a meme. This is a meme. So al-mathani.
المفاني
Yes.
علي 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 علي
Okay, repeat after me. Al-azimu.
العظيم
Yes, well done. Bushra.
بشرى.
Yes, well done. Can you quickly tell me here that this ya, why do we not pronounce it?
Because it's a blank letter.
Yes, well done. So it's a blank letter, so we do not pronounce when reciting the Holy Quran. Well done. Could you quickly recite these two words again?
Azimu.
Yes, Al-Azimu,
Al-Azimu.
Bushra.
Bushra.
Yes, well done. Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.
Al-Hafiz.
Could I have another student on the mic?
Can G1 484 please unmute themselves?
G1 484. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Could you recite for me this highlighted line here? Start with Tawad and Tasmiyah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم البيان
Al-Bayanu.
البيان
Yes.
تبيانا
Tibyanan.
تبيانا
Yes, well done. So we are prolonging this ya because alif is huruful mad. So this ya will be prolonged for 2 seconds. Tibyanan.
تبيانا
Well done. Musaddiqan.
مصدقا
Yes.
مهيمنا
Yes.
بصائر
Basairu.
بصائر
Yes.
مبارك
Yes. Well done, mashallah. You recited very well. Could you tell me here this yeah, which I had highlighted before? Why do we not pronounce it?
because it's a black word.
Yes, well done. That was excellent. So it's a blank letter and we do not pronounce it when we recite the Holy Quran. Well done. Jazakillah. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Could I have another student on the mic, please?
Can G1 362 please unmute themselves?
G1362. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Could you recite for me this line, which is highlighted? Start with Dawud.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان
Are there two people reciting? Are there two people? Because I can.
Yes, my cousin is reading with me.
Oh, can you only recite it yourself?
Okay.
Yes, start with Dawud.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Yes.
البلاء
Al-balaghu.
البلاء
Yes.
فصل
Yes.
جبل الله
Hablullahi.
حبل الله
Yes.
الصراط المستقيم
Yes. As-siratal
الصراط
mustaqim.
المستقيم
Yes, well done, mashallah. You recited well. Could you tell me here, this alif I have highlighted, can I pronounce it?
No,
Yes, well done. And why is that?
because it's a blank letter.
Well done. That was excellent. Yes, it's a blank letter, so we skip it when we're pronouncing the word. Can you repeat it again, this whole word?
Hablullahi.
Yes, well done. Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Could I have another student on the mic?
Can G1 413 please unmute themselves?
G1 413. Assalamu alaikum.
Can G1 379 please unmute themselves?
G1 379. Could I have another student?
Can G1 515 please unmute themselves?
G1 515. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Could you recite for me the second last line? Start with Tawud and Tasmiyah.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أحسن
أحسن الحديث.
أحسن الحديث.
Yes, well done. So remember the scene carries a fatha, so we do not prolong it for more than 1 second. أحسن الحديث.
أحسن الحديث.
Well done.
كل
كلام
كلام
الله.
الله.
كلام الله.
كلام الله.
Yes, well done. الكتاب
الكتاب
المبين.
مبين.
Yes, well done. Just remember that do not prolong any fatha dhamma kasra. Could you recite this word again?
الكتاب
مبين. Yes, well done. Excellent. This here,
مبين.
yes, well done. This is a meme. Can you see my arrow? Okay, this is a meme.
Yes.
Sometimes people can confuse it with a ha. That's okay. It's a meme. So it carries a dhamma. Al-kitabul mubinu. Can you recite it again?
الكتاب
Binu.
المبين.
Yes, well done. Excellent.
مبين.
That was excellent. Could you quickly tell me this alif, why do we not pronounce it?
Because there is no stroke.
Yes, well done. It's a blank letter and there's no stroke. Well done. Jazakillah. Allah Hafiz. Could I have another student on the mic?
Can G1602 please unmute themselves?
G1602. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Could you recite for me the last line? Start with Tawad and Tasmiyah, please.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hukman Arabiyan.
Yes.
Kitabam mutashabihan.
Yes.
Qur'anan ajaban.
Yes, well done, mashallah. You recited very well. Could you tell me here, this alif, I have highlighted. Why do we not pronounce it?
Because it doesn't have anything on it.
Yes, well done. So
Teacher.
it's a blank letter and we do not pronounce it. Well done. Can you just recite for me this word again?
Qur'anan ajaban.
Yes, well done. Excellent. Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz. So now we are reaching towards the end of our class. I would quickly go through the lesson that we have done today. We have revised about the rule of wasl. So there are two categories. First is when a blank letter comes between mutaharrik and sakin letter. And the second is when blank letters come between mutaharrik and mushaddad letter. So we practiced today about this, that during recitation, we do not recite the blank letters that come in between, which do not have any strokes. So here we have learned that the blank letters should not be pronounced and they should be skipped during the recitation. So I want all the students to revise this rule again at home and practice exercise 18.5 and 18.6 in page 79. So practice this rule and inshallah, we will all get the hang of it. So let's end our class with the ending prayer. Could I have a student on the mic to recite the prayer, please?
Can G1421 please unmute themselves?
G1421. Assalamu alaikum. Could I have another student?
Can G1428 please unmute themselves?
G1428.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Could you recite for me this prayer? Start with Tawad and Tasmiyah.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم ارحمني بالقرآن العظيم.
Translation.
O Allah, have mercy on me through the Quran the Great. وَاجْعَلْهُ لِي إِمَامًا وَنُورًا وَهُدًى وَرَحْمَةً. And make it for me the leader, the light, the guidance, and the mercy.
Jazakallah, well done. So with that, this concludes our class for today. Inshallah, see you tomorrow. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.